Hi everyone. Today's topic is unsteady state heat transfer. So what is meant by unsteady state heat transfer? It is in heat transfer the process variables changes with respect to the time. So in heat unsteady state heat transfer there are many problems arising. So it is classified into three categories. Internal resistance is negligible, surface resistance is negligible, internal and surface resistance are significant. So before explaining this, what is a lump body? So lump body is nothing but when you take any metal ball and dip it in a hot solution and check the temperature at midpoint of the body. It may be around 60 and at the surface it is 80 and at any point it may be a 50, 40. So the temperature at different points, the temperature is different. So but in a lump body, when you dip in a hot solution and check the temperature at midpoint of the body or at surface or at any point the temperature is same, so that type of body is called lump body. So the temperature of such bodies can be taken to be a function of time only. So in this video I'm explaining about internal resistance is negligible. So let us consider a hot metal body suddenly dipped in a liquid or surrounding air. So let the volume of that body is V, density rho, temperature T, surface area A, surrounding temperature TA, specific heat Cp, heat transfer coefficient H. So taking energy balance on both sides for body and the surrounding liquid. So the change of internal energy of a metal body is rho V Cp dot T by dot T equal to the change of surroundings, like it may be a liquid or any hot air or cool air, it is a fluid. So we are taking a convection formula HA into T minus TA. It is a first equation and we are separating the temperature variables and time variables into different sides and integrating on both sides. So integrating on both sides we get log T minus TA equal to minus HA by rho V Cp plus C1. C1 is a constant. So at T equal to time T equal to 0, the temperature is T naught. So differentiating on this both sides we get C1 constant equal to log T naught minus TA. So we are substituting the C1 value in the formula and we are taking this C1 value to the left side of the equation. So when you taking the log value to the right side, it changes into the exponential. This is the formula for unsteady state heat transfer. So the exponential value HI by rho V Cp is known as the thermal time constant. And we are separating this rho V HI by rho V Cp Vt equal to Hv by Ka into A square K by rho V square Cpt. So we are separating this formula and we get HL by K alpha T by L square. So here what is L and what is alpha? L is known as the characteristic length, nothing but V volume of body by surface area of body, and alpha is the thermal diffusivity K by rho Cp. So and HL by K and alpha T by L square is nothing but Biot number and Fourier number. So why we are using this Biot number and Fourier number? So Biot number indicates whether the system is lumped or not. If the value of the Biot number is less than 0.1, then the body is a lumped body. And Fourier number. This value indicates the degree of penetration of heating or cooling through a solid body. And we are seeing about a characteristic length. So why we are using this characteristic length? So it is characteristic length is commonly defined as a volume of the body divided by the surface area of the body. So some characteristic length like a first sphere, cylinder, cube, flat plate are given here. So how we are calculating this characteristic length? So for example, for sphere, the volume of sphere equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube and surface area equal to 4 pi r square. So formula for characteristic length equal to volume of a body by surface area of that body. So by cancelling out these terms, we get r by 3. See here, same. So by this method, we are calculating the characteristic length. And why we are using characteristic length? We can directly use the volume and surface area of that body. So why we are using? Because the characteristic length is the vertical size of the object. Because in this method, we are dipping the metal body into the liquid. So so we are taking the vertical size of that object. So this is because the convection will take place in the vertical direction. Cold water flowing down and hot water rising. So that's why we are using the characteristic length in this method. And thank you.